Welcome to the Candle Business Coach Podcast, a show about the craft of candle making and small business. I'm your host, Kirsty Allen, and I'm a candle maker, mum of three, and kindness advocator. Join me as I dive into all things candles and small business and deliver advice and tips to you in episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Are you on the list to get my daily motivation emails? Every day I'll send you a message that is designed to help keep you focused on taking action toward your goals. Sign up using the link in the show notes. This episode is brought to you by my free ebook, The Candle Business Marketing Kickstarter Kit. Inside this free ebook, you'll learn to identify your blocks of time to dedicate to your candle business. Plus, there are several tips and tricks for re-engaging past customers and attracting new customers into your business so you can grow your business and reach your goals. Check out the link in the show notes for your copy. Hello, my friend, and welcome back to the podcast. I hope you're having a beautiful week, no matter where you are and what you're doing. I wanted to share a review before I get into today's episode, and it's a review that someone left on Apple Podcasts. So thank you, Ep034, for leaving me a 5-star review, and this is what you wrote. Listening to Kirsty really resonates with what I might also be thinking and helps me learn more about what I'm doing and why. It gives me new inspiration and ideas, keeping my dream alive. Thanks, Kirsty. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to write a review and giving me 5 stars. It always makes my heart smile from ear to ear. If anyone else would like to leave a review, that would be amazing. Just go on to Apple Podcasts or iTunes and leave a review there. 5 stars is always appreciated, but I prefer you to be honest and give your feedback as to what you think of the podcast and how I can make it better or what improvements I can bring to the table. Also, if you leave your business name, I'll be able to read that out in a future episode as well. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Thanks again, CP131. So today's episode, as you would have seen from the title, is how to build a sustainable and eco-friendly candle business. Now, unless you've been living under a rock the last few years, you'd know that sustainability has become an increasingly important issue in the world and across many industries, and that includes candle making as well. We find that as consumers become more aware of the environmental impact of their purchases, many are looking for products that are both sustainable and eco-friendly. So in this episode, I wanted to explore the role that sustainability in a candle making business has and discuss how you, as the candle maker, can make your candle business more eco-friendly. So first and foremost, why is sustainability important in candle making? Well, as we know, candles are a popular home decor item. However, the production of candles can have a negative impact on the environment. Traditional candles are made from paraffin wax, which is derived from petroleum, which you may or may not have known. The production and transportation of paraffin wax can result in the release of greenhouse gases as well, and this contributes to climate change. In addition, candles often contain synthetic fragrances which can contain harmful chemicals that can be released into the air when burnt. This can lead to indoor air pollution, which can have a negative effect on our health. And as I said before, consumers are now becoming more aware of these issues and they're looking for sustainable and eco-friendly alternatives to traditional candles. This presents an opportunity for candle makers to create products that meet these demands and also differentiate themselves from their competitors. So how can you make candles, or how can a candle maker make their business more sustainable? With a little effort and a few simple changes to your candle making process, you can reduce your environmental impact and create candles that are safe for both people and the planet. So I wanted to share some tips on how to be an eco-friendly candle maker. Number 1, use natural wax. So choosing a natural and renewable wax such as soy wax or coconut soy or even beeswax is better over paraffin wax. And as I said before, paraffin wax is a byproduct of petroleum, which is a non-renewable resource and releases harmful chemicals when burnt. Whereas soy and beeswax and coconut soy are biodegradable and produce less soot and smoke. Number 2, use eco-friendly wicks. Choose wicks that are made of natural materials such as cotton or hemp rather than wicks with a metal core, which can release toxic fumes when burned. You also want to ensure that your wicks are sustainably sourced and do not contribute to deforestation. Number 3, recycle and reuse materials. You can minimize waste by encouraging your customers to return their empty jar or containers for a refill, which reduces the need for new materials. Or alternatively, you can suggest ways that they can reuse the jars after the candle is finished, whether they use that as a pen or a pencil holder, for makeup brushes, to store cotton balls or cotton buds in the bathroom, just different ways that you can help suggest to your customers how they can reuse their candle jars and also the lids that come with the candles. Number 4, opt for sustainable packaging. So you want to choose packaging materials that are biodegradable, such as paper or cardboard rather than plastic. You can also consider using minimal or no packaging at all to reduce waste. And one great product to try is honeycomb wrap or hex wrap as an alternative to bubble wrap when shipping your candles and products to your customers. You can also use craft paper tape instead of plastic tape to secure your shipping boxes, which is both recyclable, biodegradable, and it's also made with non-toxic inks. Number 5, reduce energy use. Use energy efficient equipment and methods during the candle making process, such as using a double boiler to melt wax rather than the microwave. But as many of us do use a wax melter, my suggestion here is to make sure you turn it off and unplug it when it's not in use. Number 6, support local and ethical sourcing. Choosing ingredients from local and ethical sources to reduce your carbon footprint and support fair labour practices is a really good way to help your business become sustainable. You also ensure that the materials you use are of high quality and sustainably produced. Number 7, educate your customers. If you can inform your customers about the benefits of eco-friendly candles and how they can be more sustainable in their candle use, you can also provide information on how to properly dispose of the candle and packaging materials to minimize waste as well. And also, when they're actually using their candles and blowing the flame out, if they use a wick dipper to extinguish the candles rather than blowing them out, this will create less soot and smoke and will help to reduce the amount of pollution released into the air. Number 8, work with environmentally conscious suppliers. So you can choose suppliers who prioritize sustainability and eco-friendliness in their operations. And this includes selecting suppliers who use renewable energy, have minimal waste, and minimize their carbon footprint as well. If it's not clear or obvious on the supplier website whether they are a sustainable business, you can always contact them via email or phone, or even go and visit the supplier and ask questions as well. Making yourself more informed will mean that you can make better decisions for you and your business. And number 9, consider your transportation methods. If you ship your candles to customers or retailers, consider using carbon neutral shipping options. This can help offset the emissions from transporting your products. And additionally, you could look for ways to reduce the distance that your candles need to travel by selling them locally or partnering with retailers in your area. So as you can see, by following these steps, you can build a sustainable candle business that prioritizes environmental responsibility and appeals to customers who are passionate about sustainability. And I'd love to know, are you a sustainable candle maker? If you have any tips or tricks about other ways that we as candle makers can become more aware and conscious of making more positive choices when making our candles, I'd love to hear from you. So send me a DM on Instagram at Candle Business Coach. I also wanted to share some good news with you in case you haven't received my email or saw on my social media, so on Facebook or Instagram. I have 2 new ebooks which are now available. One is the Candle Maker's Market Guide, and the second book is the Guide to Wholesaling for Candle Businesses. So the Market Guide has everything you need to know to apply, prepare for and set up a market stall all in one handy ebook. And what you get inside the ebook is 14 pages of information and practical tips, a checklist of all the items you'll need to organize to make your market a success. They've also created a handy 8-week countdown so you can prepare for each market without feeling overwhelmed or taking scattered actions. Plus, there are tips for improving your market stall experience and tricks and advice for the market stall journey. With the Guide to Wholesaling for Candle Businesses, everything you need to know from contacting potential wholesale customers and pricing your products to preparing everything needed for wholesale is in this ebook. You get to discover how to price your items for wholesale, learn how to create the assets you need to send to potential wholesale customers, and you can even swipe my email template for contacting prospective wholesale customers as well. And I've also included lots of tips and advice for the wholesale journey. These 2 ebooks are available. I'll leave the links in the show notes so that you can click through and have a little look if you're interested in purchasing either or both of those. I'm really proud of both these ebooks, and I feel like both the market guide and the wholesale guide will give you lots of information and give you a bit of clarity as to how to prepare for either of these journeys, whether you go down the market path or if you go down the wholesale path as well. So I hope this episode gave you some information and enlightened you on how to become more sustainable and eco-friendly in your business if this is something that's important to you. I know that in my candle business, becoming more sustainable and eco-friendly is something that is of high importance to me and has been from the beginning. But it's also about educating yourself and learning as you go as to what you can change and how you can improve your carbon footprint and environmental footprint in general. So if some of these tips might seem a little bit beyond what you're able to grasp at this stage, don't feel like the efforts that you're making won't make a difference, because they certainly will. And by doing something constructive and positive towards becoming more sustainable and eco-friendly, those things matter and those things count. So just do the best you can, and remember that it's all a learning experience as well. Thanks everyone for listening today. I hope this episode added value to your candle making journey. Check out the show notes for all the links mentioned throughout today's show, and please subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. Thanks again for listening. Have a beautiful day.